Mayor, you missed it, but I actually wrapped one of these. I got it down.
You rolled this up?
Yeah, rolled my own here. I'm going to take for the road.
Over the Senate's summer work period, Senator Tom Udall was home in New Mexico for important meetings and to track the progress of projects across the state. In August, Tom was in Las Cruces to talk clean energy, small business, and the counter-narcotics strategy on our southern border. But first, a trip to Moriarty to co-host the New Mexico Broadband and Smart Grid Summit with Senator Jeff Bingaman. The conference brought leaders from government and business together to improve broadband access and affordability.
The question that I get more from family members is how do we keep our young people in our communities? And that is asked especially in rural communities. And I think the way we do that is broadband and broadband creating jobs.
Then it was down to Las Cruces for the Good Jobs and Strong Local Economy Luncheon with the Hispano Chamber of Commerce, the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, and the New Voice of Business, where Tom discussed clean energy opportunities for small business.
This is a really wonderful thing. Business people standing up and saying we need to move in the direction of clean energy.
Next, Tom saw clean energy in the making at Sapphire Energy, just west of Las Cruces. Here, researchers are exploring ways to grow the chemical equivalent of crude oil out of algae. It holds the potential to be a clean way to produce domestic oil, cultivated in New Mexico and usable in existing machinery like cars. Tom supported Sapphire's bid for a recovery grant, which will now fund a $100 million project to develop an algae biorefinery in Luna County. Sapphire's facilities are also a great opportunity for NMSU students who are getting hands-on experience in a field that's literally growing. The last stop in Las Cruces was to discuss border security and drug trafficking with officials at the National Southwest Border Counter-Narcotics Strategy Session, which Tom hosted and moderated.
I was very heartened since we left Washington to see this $600 million piece of legislation that has been signed by the President and is dedicating additional resources to the very issues that we've been talking about.
In September, Tom visited the north part of the state, first stopping in Los Alamos. At Fuller Lodge, Tom met with the Los Alamos Chamber of Commerce and the Commerce and Development Corporation to discuss the lab's role in the regional economy, public-private partnerships, and diversifying the local economy. Tom then took a trip out to Los Alamos National Lab to see how recovery dollars are funding critical environmental cleanup efforts. More than $200 million in recovery funding were secured to excavate a hazardous waste landfill, demolish 12 buildings, and drill 16 new groundwater monitoring wells. The next day, Tom headed to Taos to see economic development projects, first stopping at the Taos County Economic Development Corporation. The TCEDC provides support for emerging small businesses. Tina, from Tina's Burritas, uses the kitchen to make burritos for her small business. Tom learned the art of the burrito fold.
Okay.
And then label.
There we go.
Yes,
And then you put a label on and you're ready to go.
The TCEDC was recently awarded a USDA grant of $300,000 a year to spur new small business growth. Next stop was the new Taos County Complex. Tom sponsored the county's award of a $15 million USDA loan to build the new center. The new complex brings together the county's administrative and justice services for a one-stop shop for residents. Tom then went to the UNM Taos Clower campus to visit new facilities built with the help of federal grants. The school is expanding learning to the community with a Green Jobs training program for high schoolers and a kids campus that focuses on early learning. All the school's electric needs are powered by a large solar array completed in 2009. The next day, Tom was close to home in Santa Fe to see important projects in the community there. First was a visit to Los Amigos Inc., a small business that weatherizes homes so that residents can save money on their energy bills. And they do it by sucking the air out of your house.
In this particular house, we have quite a bit to go. We have about 800 cubic feet per minute of air that we need to find and reduce.
They check for any leaks and make sure the outside air can't get in or out, which will mean big energy savings this winter. Tom then headed over to Villa Alegre, an affordable housing development for low-income families and senior citizens. Thanks in part to $10 million in recovery funding, 150 jobs are being created by the construction of 144 new homes. Last stop of the day was the Hopewell Mann Community Center, with facilities that include an adult learning lab, after-school programs, and English as a second language training for both adults and Santa Fe Boys and Girls Club youth. The center received a recovery grant and federal broadband funding to help pay for internet access and computers. On the final day of the trip, Tom traveled west to Cibola and McKinley counties to see the great things young people are doing. In Acoma, Tom met with youth members of the Southwest Conservation Corps, who are learning how to be great stewards of the land.
This is part of the trail right here?
This is actually part of the trail here, and it goes all the way around.
How long have you been with them?
About how many months? Like this year, this summer. Yeah, this
summer.
Yeah.
In 2009, Tom introduced the Public Land Service Corps Act, which would create an Indian Youth Service Corps, inspired by the SEC program here in Acoma. Tom then headed to Thoreau High School in McKinley County to congratulate seniors for achieving their adequate yearly progress goals. Student leaders gave him a presentation on their success, and Tom answered questions about the issues they were interested in.
When I ran for the Congress, I ran one time and lost. I ran a second time and lost. When I decided to run for the third time for the State Attorney General's office, I think my wife and my daughter thought I was crazy, but the third time was the charm. And if there's any lesson in it, it's that if you really care about something, don't let the obstacles hold you back.
That wrapped up Tom's travel for this summer work period in the state. To learn more about these events or the issues that they focused on, visit Tom's online office at tomudall.senate.gov.